Hello everyone, I'm Brittany and today I'm going to be giving my thoughts as well as an analysis of political mistrust as a catalyst of fear in Jaws. So overall, I thought Jaws was a really entertaining film and it really kept me on my toes, even though it was made in the late 70s and our perceptions of fear and what is seen as scary has really evolved. I still thought it was one of the most entertaining films I've seen recently. It really exceeded my expectations, especially when viewing it through this lens of political mistrust. Um, and I think we can connect this to what is happening right now with the COVID-19 pandemic, because as we see in the film, just as the residents of Amity are wanting the mayor to take action because all these people are dying. We want our political leaders to take action and listen to us um, amidst what is happening right now with the pandemic and make the decision that is right for us because so many lives are at stake here. So going into my analysis, I will be focusing on how fear is manifested through political mistrust and corrupt leadership in the film. So overall, I thought Jaws is not just a thriller enclosed on this one apex predator, this predator in the ocean, but I think the shark is merely a beast in the background that brings these issues to the surface. It is portrayed as this indiscriminate force that can bring death and destruction and complete disaster to a society that is already beset with its own problems, and a society that is already so divided. In Jaws, it tells the story of how time and time again we see how chronic corruption, ineffective leadership, and even complete negligence, how it leads to complete disaster and chaos. So I will be showing you guys examples of how this is portrayed. So in the opening scene here, we see a POV shot of the shark relentlessly cutting through the water. We automatically get our introduction, of this predator in the ocean. That is going to be our main focus. So here we can see how this POV shot um, is utilized to present the shark as a symbol of inevitable disaster. It is the symbol of bad karma that is looming overhead this society, and it is an irrevocable, unstoppable force that is just cutting through the water, heading straight for this island. And for my second example here, at about 8 minutes in the film, let me fast forward it here, we see this billboard. If it will load, we see this billboard. So he is driving up to it, and we are going to focus on this billboard. It's going to zoom in. So here's the billboard. So we can see how this billboard portrays an elated, almost euphoric woman who is just leisurely floating in the water like nothing can go wrong. And obviously this portrayal of a perfect utopian society um, is, is an illusion. And this is an instance of dramatic irony that we can see. We know something that the residents don't know or don't quite know yet, that their island is going to be so divided, and it's actually going to be the complete opposite of what we see here. And at about 20 minutes, so everyone is going into this council room to talk about the shark attack that had just occurred. And here we can see an instance of complete negligence and inaction. So here, I'm going to break this scene down. So everyone's sitting down. So everyone wants Mayor Vaughn to take action and choose to close the beaches, but he chooses not to. He chooses to keep the beaches open. Um, and so here, Police Chief Martin Brody, he informs the public that the beaches will be closing, but Vaughn, he quickly butts in and he completely overrules him. And we can see Vaughn's central fear. He fears that the town's booming economic success is going to come to a screeching halt if they close the beaches. So he clearly disregards the danger that is right in front of him, even though so many people's lives are at risk. The shark here is it's a hungry fish, and it is merely abiding by its biological nature to hunt prey and eat uh, any threats in front of it. And the mayor, he clearly knows better, which makes his decision that much more infuriating. Um, and he clearly makes an immoral moral choice to put profit over human lives. He refuses to listen to not only residents like Brody, but also experts like the oceanographer when they insist that the danger lurks in the water. And this just goes to show that this situation could have been dealt with much more efficiently, and lives would have been saved if he chose to take action and make the right decision. And I think this establishes Vaughn as the main antagonist in the film. And I think it's so interesting to look at this film within the context of political mistrust, because, like I said previously, we could connect this to what is happening right now around us with people wanting the country to open back up, even the president. And the film just shows how keeping people safe should be of the utmost importance. We should be keeping people safe and healthy, and we should be focusing on that instead of, money or the economy. Those things are not important when we truly look at people's lives. And I hope I gave you guys some new insight on the film and how political mistrust is portrayed in the film. So this brings me to my question. How do we see Brody depicted initially as the outsider in the film? Although he plays an integral part in taking action and getting the shark, he is portrayed as an outsider in the beginning, and I was wanting to know if there is a scene that proves or disproves this. So overall, those are all of my thoughts, and I hope I gave you guys some new insight. Bye!